is going on, y'all? Welcome to the Joel Friday TV podcast. I am Joel Friday. Bienvenido. Welcome to the show. Really quick, sorry for the technical difficulties in the beginning. I hope you guys stayed. And if you left, I guess you can't hear it, what I'm about to say. But if you know people that left, call them up and tell them to come back because we got the stream. It's back going, and hopefully it goes as normal. Because you know what? Satan is trying to make it so people don't get free. Satan just busy, right? He messing with the cables. He's messing with the connection because he don't want the message to get out, right? So, but God is the Almighty. So come hell or high, however it go. How's it go? Hell or high water, we got a show today. Amazing stuff. Topics to be covered. Let's get right into it. Last week, what did we talk about? So we did a impromptu show on Friday post Thanksgiving, which was on Black Friday, and we talked about Thanksgiving arguments. It was interesting. Interesting stuff went down at the dinner table, and we got into that, and some of the topics that were covered were like Satan doesn't exist, and like are babies born in sin or from sin, or are they pure, and all these kind of things, and it was deep. And I kind of got into it and broke it down the best way I know how, right? So you can podcast that at another time. But today's topic, we are talking about you cannot save yourself. And y'all, we about to get free today. I got some great news in regards to that topic, and you want to make sure that you stay tuned in, okay? Because it's about to get deep if the Lord is willing. So you cannot save yourself is what we're getting into. And understanding this should, and at least it brought me peace. So I hope it brings you the same. But before we get into all that, you know what you got to do. Hit the like button, smack it, lay the smack down on the like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we can get the subscribers up and the message out. Do it now. Today's the day. We're going to get into it. I got great news. So when you send the link, tell them, make sure you watch. He got great news. Amazing, right? Also, it is a talk show, so you can call in 888-775-3773. 888-775-3773. You can call in, and we can talk, we can argue, we can fellowship, whatever you want to do. I'm here for it, all in the name of Jesus. Excuse me. I had a little sore throat thingy, and I'm trying to prevent the full cold from coming on. So I got my orange juice I've been drinking. This is my second one. I had one yesterday, and now I have this one today, and it's doing the job. There's this thing that I learned, and I did it on accident. And I'll tell you real quick before I get into the rest of the announcements. They told me, well, no one told me, but this actually happened. I was one day, I was fasting, right? I wasn't eating all day, and I happened to get sick on that same day. And I didn't eat nothing that full day, and I was feeling the cold coming on. And the next morning after the fast, and after I had got sick, I was cured. I was so much better. And then I realized from the fasting clears out your system, right? Because I don't know the science stuff, but it eats away at all the bad bacteria when it can't find food to eat, right? And I've heard that before, but I didn't know it was real until it happened. So I haven't eaten because I'm trying to get over this cold. So I've just been on an orange juice diet and cough drops. So that's what I've been doing. But if you ever get sick and you want to help get rid of it faster, fast. That's not easy, though. It's not easy, but it'll help speed up the process. Anyway, if you can't call in and you have a question or comment, you can support the show or you can super chat as well. And you can see the super chat button in the chat box. And there you can send your question or comment and I will read it live on air. Or if you just want to support the show. If you also want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV. And there you can donate a donut. Not an actual donut, but a donut in the form of a donation, right? And I don't know, it's kind of fun. So I do accept donuts on the link that is posted in the description and in the chat box as well. I pinned the comment so you can donate and support the show or have your question or comments read out loud. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the super chats that have been coming in already, and I will read the ones from last week. Appreciate y'all. Amazing. So, last thing, I am on all podcast platforms. Oh, shoot, I'm off center on Instagram. I am on all podcast platforms, so you can listen to the audio only if you need to. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, TuneIn, all those things, I'm on them. So if you want to just listen to the audio only because you can't do video for whatever reason, just look up Joel Friday TV or Joel Friday TV Podcast, and I shall pop up, and you can podcast the past episodes. Oh. So you can do that. All right? How's it going, chat? And I will get your calls shortly here. Let me just start my message up. Why are you getting active, Mungie? Let me see the chat real quick. Orange juice better not be Sunny D. Not Sunny D. Sunny D is kind of like juice. It's not like real oranges. It's like orange flavored juice. I never really liked Sunny D like that. But I got that one with the vitamin C in it because I heard vitamin C make you feel better. It might be a lie, but in my mind, it's working. Amazing. Don't take any calls, Joel. We'll see how the show goes, but I want to take some calls. Joel spreading COVID. What the? Sound like you've been listening to thoughts, Joel. No thoughts. No thoughts or thoughts. That stuff is pure sugar and bacteria. Love that stuff. Yep. So good too. Anyway, let's get right into the topic today. I'm trying my best with my throat here too. And the congestion and the nose stuff is getting all in the way, but saying ain't gonna stop us. But anyway, I was walking in my neighborhood, and as I was walking, there's people that was handing out like cards, right? Handing out like advertisement things. And I usually don't take them because I know I'm just going to throw them away anyway. So I don't want to waste it. So I just do whatever I do with them, right? But I just say no thank you and keep it moving. But this time she caught me off guard, the lady. And like she handed it to me and I just took it, right? And as I'm looking at the paper, I'm reading it, and scripture popped out to me on the paper. So it was I guess it was like a paper full of scriptures. And one of them popped out to me that shaped my whole show. And then as soon as I read it, it like brought peace immediately. Because this is a big topic that goes on in the Christian in the Christian community or Christianity or religion in general, right? Is how do we become saved? How do we change ourselves? How do we be better? How do we become righteous? And I think that even non-religious people, non-Christians still want to be better people, right? They may not use those same terms, but they still want to be better people. But the question always is, how? How, right? So I'm going to read you the scripture first, and then I'm going to break it down. But make sure you tell your peoples right now to tune in, because we going there. We getting into it. But Ephesians 2:8-9 says, "For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourself, it is from the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast." Man, when I read that last line, peace. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. And that was so deep to me, because the not by works thing is a huge issue in religious circles, Christianity, all that stuff. Because we always want to do something. How do we be saved? And then we always want to judge other people like they're not doing enough. But it says right there in the scripture, not by works. So I'm going to break it down. Not by works. So basically, in other words, there is no amount of thinking you can do that's going to change anything. There's no amount of thinking you can do that's going to change anything. There's no amount of 1 + 1 solving problems in your mind that's going to change anything, that's going to save you. There's no amount of planning for the future, setting all these long-term goals that's going to save you. And there's no amount of sinning that you've done in the past or that you're going to do in the future, sinning, right? That is going to change anything. Because salvation is not done by works. And the reason why that brought me peace is because we don't have to do anything. That's the crazy thing. There's nothing we have to do. We don't got to think. We don't got to prep. We don't have to do none of that. I'm going to get more into it. So going on, it says it is by grace through faith and faith alone that we're saved, right? And I'm going to try not to be up here preaching, but it's a good message. But it is by grace through faith alone. All we have to do is just have faith, and God changes everything. He worked everything out, and that's it. Just have faith. What effort is there in faith? Zero. Zero effort in faith. How great is that when you understand it, right? There's zero effort in faith. All you have to do is have faith, and God will take care of the rest. God will jump in the driver's seat and you can hop out. But that's not easy to do, right? That's hard to do. Why? Because we're battling with the mind and the evil spirit within, right? But let's get into how. Let's figure out how, right? How do we have faith? Right? First thing is, what is it? What is faith? Faith is free of thought. Faith is when your mind is in the present moment. Faith is a full surrender to God, right? No thinking, no solving problems, full surrender to God. Now, we can't use our brain, right? And you guys heard this before, or some of you guys who haven't, but we can't use our brain as like a tool or use it to solve like problems or come up with certain things in the physical way, right? I used an example last week. I'm a dance instructor. I have to use my mind to come up with choreography to teach my students, right? Or come up with ideas to edit a video or whatever it may be, right? Those things are okay to use, but spiritual problems in a spiritual way, we can't do anything about it. So faith is a full surrender to God, not thinking about how to fix yourself. And trusting God will take care of all things. And I know that sounds easy to say, and that sounds nice, but how do we actually do it? How do we actually have faith? How do we stay out of our mind, which is the enemy? The enemy's playground, right? The devil's playground is the thoughts, right? And how do we stay out of them? Because peace and life is in the present moment. So how do we stay out? I want to explain the best way I know how. Is how to have faith is practicing staying present in the moment. So there's this thing for some of you who don't know, maybe some new followers or listeners, there's this thing called silent prayer, right? It's a form of meditation or observation, whatever you want to call it. And what you do is you sit still and you just watch the thoughts, right? You sit still and watch the thoughts. Thoughts will tell you that I'm hungry. Thoughts will tell you that what am I going to do after this prayer? All those things, you just watch them, right? You don't go with them. And you just sit in that stillness and keep and do your best to stay in the present moment. Find the present moment. Listening to sounds in the present moment. All kinds of different things. But you can go to silentprayer.video, and on that video, it'll walk you through the process, okay? And it's not no weird stuff. It's not on some like cult ritual type of thing at all. All it is just sitting still, and it just walks you through it so you can stay in the present and away from your thoughts, right? And staying away from thoughts is absolute faith. Staying out of your mind is absolute faith. But that's hard to do, right? Because we want to worry about everything. We want to control everything. But even if we don't stay out of our thoughts, even if we don't have faith, we're still not in control, right? But trusting God in all things and letting go completely. I used to have an issue with letting go because I used to think that if I let go, my vices were gonna like swallow me up. I really used to think that. And I used to think that, dang, I'm afraid to let go because what if I let go and then I succumb to my vices and I get so deep in them that I can't get out. And then I die, right? I had those type of thoughts that were playing, all from the enemy, all lies, right? And that was no faith. That was no faith. And we all may have those different type of thoughts that really create this like false idea or false image or story of the future that doesn't even exist. And it's important that we stay out of our mind and stay in the present, because if we want perfect peace, I'm not even lying. If we want perfect peace, all we got to do is practice being present, having faith, walking in faith. And we walk in faith, there's nothing left but peace. And you don't got to search for peace. You don't got to discover it. You don't got to solve the equation for peace. You don't got to do none of that stuff. All you got to do is have faith. All you got to do is let go. All you got to do is trust God. And that is full peace, walking in peace. You ain't got to do a dang thing. That's great news. Just trust the process. God will show you in each moment what you need to do. He'll reveal to you, okay, you got to do this today. You got to do this today. And you'll just do what's in front of you to do, and that's it. We don't got to think about a long-term plan. We don't got to think about next week's goals. We don't got to think about that. Just think about what the day's in front, and then one day you'll look up and your life is just being built. And that's what's happening to me. I'm a witness to it. And a lot of guys here too at the at Bond. Just slowly waking up. But it's about faith. That's it. It's not by works. So anyway, I don't want to repeat myself. My last point, and then I'm going to get to some calls, is the scripture says, by works so that no one can boast. That's so deep. So that no one can boast. No one can give themselves credit. No one can say that they earned it by the amount of work they put in. Isn't that crazy? That's so crazy to me. Because we want to be able to say, like, I did this and feel accomplished. But then that's a boast. That's a flex. right? And we don't want, it's just nice to be able to imagine just walking and like Jesus in life and the disciples, and people ask you how you do it, and you tell them that it's not of me. I didn't do it. God just built me up, chose me. And he'll choose you too. Just have faith. Don't look at me. Don't think it's me. Don't think it's Jesse. Don't think it's nobody. Louis Farrakhan, Donald Trump, Obama. Is nobody. We could be inspired by these people, but they're not responsible for their success or their growth spiritually. We didn't choose it. And I grew up, and as I was thinking about it, I grew up like I didn't ask for none of this. I didn't ask for to be seen. I was trying to go the way that the rest of the world goes. Honestly, I wanted to be a well-known dancer, and I'm still dancing. But I wanted to be like, I wanted to be in the industry, and I wanted to be all these things, right? And I wanted to have a bunch of girls too. I wanted that too. I think a lot of guys wanted that. Just because the way I grew up. But I wanted to have a lot of girls too. And I wanted to have money. I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted these things. But every time those things were around me, like, or every time I was going in a certain direction, God always was like, no. And I wanted to go. I used to fight with God and be like, no, I want to go. Let me go type thing, right? And I would always be frustrated. I remember always being frustrated, like, man, why can't I be like them? You know what I mean? Like, why can't I be like free like I thought they were free, right? Having a bunch of girls, having all this success, having this money. I'm like, man, why can't I be like them? The opportunity is there. I could see it. I could see the lane, but I couldn't go. It was not working. You know what I mean? And that wasn't me trying not to make it work. God was just always involved. So it just further makes my point that I didn't choose this life. God just led me along the way, and he chose it for me. I'm still learning why. I'm understanding the process, but I had nothing to do with it at all. And I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring either. But like, I'm waking up, I'm seeing, you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing things, and it's just interesting. But that's the great thing about it, is that we can't throw it in nobody's face, because I didn't choose this. None of us chose it. So, anyway, let me get to some calls, and then I'm going to get to some super chats as well. Don't let me forget the super chats. Also, chat, if you guys can guess what is missing, today? What is missing? What do you not see that you normally see? And whoever guesses it, I don't know. Follow you on Instagram. I'll shout you out. Whoever guesses it. Let me get to some calls. Let me go to Steve out of New Jersey. Steve, welcome to the show. You're on the air, man.
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. How's it going?
So I'm going to keep it quick because I know you were talking about faith, like just staying in the moment, staying present. I totally get that. I've been talking to my Christian friends lately, and the thing where I realized we kind of we're getting, tripped up on with each other is in the Christian, I didn't grow up Christian or anything else like that, but they go off of the belief that they're free. And so I hear them always say, like, oh, you are free. Jesus said you're free. You should believe that you're free. Like, why are you stumbling? Why are you doing this? Like, you're free. Don't you believe?
Right.
And I always used to say to myself, I'm like, I can't make myself believe any more than what I already believe. So, like, my question to you is, do you think that the belief that you're free could potentially be a setup into thinking that you are, when in reality you're just in your mind living there day after day within that thought, and you're missing a whole bunch of other stuff?
Man, that's so deep, because that's true, because that's what's said a lot of time in Christianity, is that you are free. I hear it in music, Christian music, all this stuff. They're saying that you're free. You're born again. All this stuff are all in namesake only. But you have to truly realize and understand that you're free, because obviously the Bible says it, right? Like you said. But I always knew that, like growing up, I'm not free. And saying it didn't make me more free. I still had conflict. I was still all lost in my head. I was still doing all the wrong things. But just saying it didn't do anything. It's realizing it, understanding that you're free, that everything is already perfect, and that all you have to do is have faith. And you can't even make yourself have faith either, which is a good point. You can't make yourself have faith, but you have to understand what that means and understand it, and that understanding guides you into actually doing it and living it out, if that makes sense.
It makes 100% sense. I actually got to jump. I got a quick work call, but dude, thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it. We're on the same page with this. I love it.
Right on, man. Call me again, Steve. Thank you.
Later.
All right, man. Cool. Yeah. There ain't nothing else left to be said about that one. Let me go to Jaime, first-time caller out of California. Jaime, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Nice. So, Joel, I have a question about this, and I want to ask, should Christians, like true Christians, participate in hip-hop or no?
True Christians participate in hip-hop. What do you mean?
Because when I was 19, well, pretty much when I was, I believe, 18, close to 19,
yeah,
I was a rapper.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to become a rapper, like Eminem, Nas, Tupac, and Biggie, and all those guys.
Yeah.
And when I started to get serious, to get close with God, I was still trying to do something as a rapper.
Yeah.
But I just I noticed that from people that I was encountered to. Yeah. And one of them was telling me that he didn't say it directly to me, but he said in the video that he said that God is against rock music and rap music because they do not glorify Him. Oh. And he kind of advised us to stay away from that. Especially the Christian hip hop and rock music too. And he also mentioned that like if it's not to praise God or worship Him for music, you're worshiping something else. And also that some people do listen to music to get something emotional, and when they do that, they consider it as an idol to it. Right. And I guess what is your thought about that? Yeah, good question. For one, I think that's a bunch of like what's been said about rapping is a bunch of like holy words. Like I'm not saying that it's good or bad to listen to rap or become a rapper, but I enjoy it. I enjoy listening to music, all music, secular, non-secular. And there was a phase, to answer your question, there was a phase that I went through to where I'm like, man, I want good Christian rap music, right?
And when I would listen to the Christian rap music, it was just the same as it was phony, disingenuous. It wasn't like as good as the secular music, right? So then I was like, man, I like this secular music. But over time, I just started to realize, like, it's not that big of a deal. You know, hip-hop music and all that stuff, like, it's not that big of a deal. As long as you don't get caught up in it and you're not overdoing it and you're not waking up and for the second you wake up, you throw on the music and it's playing all day type of thing. As long as it's not, like, crazy, it's fine. And as far as becoming a rapper, I don't even think that that's bad at all to me, right? Because I think that where people go wrong, where in my opinion, where Christian rappers and Christianity has gone wrong, is they put the label Christian hip hop or all these kind of different names for a different genre of hip hop. Big mistake. Just be a part of hip hop if you're gonna rap, and rap about the things that you enjoy rapping about. Don't put a Christian on it or nothing, right? Because they don't respect you when they have Christian rappers. They don't respect Christian rappers. They're not on the billboard. Maybe a some here and there, but nobody's really looking at Christian rap genre. I think you make good music and it's genuine, and let's say you talk about God in it here and there, or whatever the case is, which you shouldn't be all holy in the music in the first place. But if you're just being regular and speaking in your regular voice and rapping how you want to, and talking about real things, then I think people should be in the regular hip hop category and leave it at that. Let other people make the distinction, if that makes sense.
But by doing that, is that considered like mingling with the world or not really?
What do you mean?
Like, I guess, let's just say, for example, where you said, you know, if you want to rap about, you know, secular, if you want to make secular music, that's fine. But if you put something into God into that, is that considered like...
No, I'm not saying rap secular music. I'm just saying don't try to separate. Say if you're a rapper, you don't want to try to separate yourself from the hip-hop category for whatever reason, right? Just... Mm-hmm. I'm not saying rap in a secular way like the world, right? I'm not saying glorify the things that the world glorifies. Be you and do you, but just rap, right? Rap in the regular category, and don't worry about if it's titled as Christian hip hop or if they see you as a Christian or whatever. Just make music and let the music itself do what it's supposed to do. Because like I said, if you put the title Christian on it, Christian hip hop, it's only gonna go so far. Because ain't nobody want to hear that.
I see. And I guess what advice you can give me if I want to make like good content music? Like, what advice you probably give me to write about content music? You know what I mean?
Content music?
Yeah, like what are the topics that I should probably rap about as a, I guess, Christian, if you know what I mean?
Well, what I want to do is I have a professional rapper in studio and producer in studio with me right now. So I want to let him, if he doesn't mind, give his take and his advice on what he thinks would be the answer to that question. If you don't mind, Hassan.
Oh, no, yes, sir.
Sure.
How you doing, brother?
Amazing.
Nice. Jaime, right?
Yeah, Jaime.
Jaime.
Put yourself on camera so they can see you.
Okay, so what's going on fully here?
So I've been kind of deciding, you know, to try to go back rapping, and I guess I just want to ask this. I guess as a person who, let's just say, who wants to get closer to God and who wants to become a rapper, what type of content music that I should probably rap about, so that way I don't have to, you know, rap about what is wrong, bad, evil, or that is worldly too, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah, I mean, no, I appreciate you all bringing me in on this because we talk about this a lot just in our own, time together. So,
yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think I've battled with it a little bit in the sense of like when you were one way and then you feel like you have a come to God moment and you're born again or whatever it is, or you're just trying to wake up a little bit and then you go really hardcore and you're like, okay, now I'm not going to say anything and be super holy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think you go through phases, but I think we should end up where Joel is saying, basically, where, you know, you just be normal. Just be like, you know, like, do everything in moderation. Don't, like, I don't think you should, like, judge it so hard and be so critical on it. Just, you know, be rational and moderate with what it is that you're seeing. And if you feel like you're doing something, like for me, I still deal with, I feel like a lot of high level art is ran by people who are ungodly, but they are just really, really good at art. So I still really like the art. Like, not so much even music, but more just aesthetics or videos and visuals. And like, even for me, nudity was very hard to get over, because not even in a sexual way, just in high-level photography, like Helmut Newton or different photographers that just use nudity in their photography. It's not even sexual, but it's just like something that high-level artists have always used, sculptures like Michelangelo, whatever. So my point is that it all depends on how it gets framed, I think, too. Like, what we deem to be negative, it just depends what kind of light you can put on it. And it's not to justify it, but, yeah, I don't know. I'm battling with it, too. So I would say just pay attention to, you know, what it is that you're saying and doing, but don't be overcritical about it. Just be normal and just, you know.
Yeah. And then to add on to it, Jaime, you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
And then to add on to what Hassan said, you know, just be, do what you enjoy doing. See, one thing that I went through that was tough for me was the fact that I actually enjoyed secular music. And I used to, like, beat myself up for it. Like, why do I enjoy this stuff? But it's good, right? And like Hassan's saying, the art of it is good. These people are really good at making music, right? Now, obviously, the stuff they talk about, we can throw out, right? We don't have to be influenced by that, but we can be influenced by the music. But what I respect about the secular music is, regardless if they're talking about trash or messy stuff, it's from a genuine place. You know what I mean? It's real. And they're really living that lifestyle. They're really, like, celebrating these things. And that realness is what makes the music, in my opinion, so good. So if wherever you are in life, just rap about wherever you are in life instead of trying to, like, pretend to be, you know, a Christian, or rap about Christian stuff, or even, like, trying not to cuss. You know what I mean? Like, if you cuss, just let your lifestyle be normal. Like, be yourself completely. And eventually, let's just say if you want to stop cussing or you want to change the way you talk or whatever, it'll change over time. But you don't want to pretend to be something that you're not for the sake of trying not to be secular, or, you know what I mean? Be yourself. But whatever you are, wherever Jaime is in this moment, whatever Jaime's into, whatever Jaime wants to talk about, just be aware that, be smart about, be wise about the things that you say, but just be yourself. I think, yeah, just be yourself and just do whatever. Don't judge it. Don't judge it so much. Just make music, man. It's no big deal.
Okay, and this last two quick questions. The first question is, how to avoid stress as the artist, because I see a lot. I think you guys know how rappers are. I see a lot of rappers tend to be stressed out on writing music.
Oh man, art. This is so deep. Yeah. Man, I talk about this with, like, my friend So Callis, which he used to have the intro song in my intro video. But man, that's such a good thing, is that there should be no stress. You shouldn't even be trying to write music all the time because you think that that's what you need to do. Like, you should just let it be. When you get the urge to write, you write. If you're not in the mood to write, don't write. And a lot of people don't do that because they think that they're going to miss opportunities, that they're not working hard enough, that they're lazy. That's not true. That's the world way of thinking. Just be led be led to do it. And if you're stressing about it, it's not going to come out good anyway. You know what I mean? And a lot of these artists who do stress about it are in the industry. They use all kinds of drugs and all kinds of different things to de-stress to help them write the music. Not all, right? But a lot of them do. And now they have to keep it up. So, yeah, just do it whenever you feel like doing it. And then when you don't feel like doing it, whatever. And I've watched it from people. My friend SoCalis, his music keeps getting better and better. I don't know Hassan's process, but Hassan's music is great too. But SoCalis, I talk to him all the time, and he doesn't write every day. He's not on it every day. But when he does, he writes, and his music is still getting better and better and better, and he ain't even doing it all the time. So it's not about how much you do. It's about doing it at the right moments and being led to do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I asked this because as a rapper, I want to become a lyricist like Rakim and Eminem and Nas, and I just don't know why I like it. But I kind of was thinking about, like what if I first stress about it? But yeah, you guys kind of got me, gave me the answer about that, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, and it's good to be inspired by those people. Christians don't want to be inspired by secular artists and all that stuff, and that's a big mistake. Be inspired by all these people like Rakim, Eminem, whatever. Be inspired by their talent. Learn from their talent. Take the good with the good and throw out the bad with the bad, right? And I think that there's nothing wrong with you liking those people and aspiring to be as good as them. That's a good thing. And
then the last question is, right now I'm studying rappers. I'm listening to, for example, I'm listening to an artist for an hour to see how they rap, and there's some time I want to study and listen to Coogee rap and Big L, but I was like, nah, because they're talented, but just the way they rap about is really bad, and we should not recommend to listen to those type of music, like the wicked music, like the rappers rap about, or not really?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. If it affects you it affects you in a negative way, then you want to stay away from the things that affect you. But if it's just the music and it's not affecting you, it's not like entering inside of you, then you're overly judging it and saying that it's bad and all that stuff, which it may be negative things. But if it's not affecting you, just listen to it and be inspired by the things that, by the talent, like you said. And just don't get it all into the lyrics of it and try to act like they're acting or, all that. But, there's nothing wrong with being inspired by the talent, even if it's whatever they're talking about may be crazy. Because there's talent. They're talented. And I respect all talent. And Hassan and I both talk about this all the time. Talent is talent. It don't matter where it comes from. Talent is talent. And you don't got to live their life, but you can respect what they do.
Okay, just be mindful about the artists, what they're rapping about.
If it affects you, then don't. Then step away from it. But just be aware. Just be aware, and it shouldn't affect you if you're not all getting all deep into it, studying it, trying to remember word for word. Then you'll be fine. Just listen to it, be inspired by it, and then keep it moving. But I gotta keep the phones rolling, man. I appreciate your call. Great questions.
And real quick, pay attention to errors, man. Who's listening to Coogee rap? Go listen to Future or something. Big L, what the? I'm just kidding.
Right on, hi man. I appreciate it, man. Call me again.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah, no problem. All right, bye. Cool. Thanks, Hassan, for jumping in. Yeah, thank you. Let me get to some super chats real quick, because the show is coming to an end. Kayla Samogi with the super sticker and gives me a thumbs up, a rhino with the thumbs up. I appreciate it, Kale. I think it's Kale. Right on. Thank you. And by the way, Jib Jab got the answer right on I didn't have my watch on today. And he's the only I don't know if anybody else got it. I only seen Jib Jab's answer, but he guessed the watch. So Jib Jab, I'ma follow you if you even have an Instagram. Anyway, Jabril NTP with a donation. Jib Jab, send me a message on IG if you care to be followed back. Jabril NTP with the donation. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. If that's a man, I don't know. Jabril, sound like a man's name. Thank you, man. Matthew, happy Black Friday, Mr. Friday. Well, half your day. He black. Love you. Right on, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And I'm mixed. Creole, 30% white, and a mix of like some other African stuff. 1% Native American. So I got all kinds of stuff. But I'm mixed. Thank you, Matthew. Carver 531. He Black Friday. That's right. He goes on to say, Joel Friday. Been waiting to say that. Right on. Amazing stuff. Steve Strack. I never understood how musicians could write songs about something painful and then relive the song when they perform it every night. Never made sense to me. And they'll do it for 10 albums. I think he's referring to something that we talked about on the show, but I forgot. But I agree. I never understood how musicians could write songs about something painful and then relive the song when they perform it every night. It depends on what type of song it was written. It could be painful, but it can also be a good song, meaning like a celebratory song. So it just depends on the song, but in the sappy, sad, and victim and crybaby way, I agree. But that's how most rappers make money. So anyway, thank you, Steve. Birdie Bound Brian. Birdie Brown Brian. You guys can't be doing all this to me. They love it, and they know there are others out there who love it. The misery. That's right. He goes on to say, I started and stopped reading the Bible all in the same month. Good for you. I realized how it was only raising questions with no ends in my mind or outside. Fake questions, fake knowledge. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with reading the Bible, and sometimes it did speak to me when I was reading it, but I was studying it, and that was the wrong thing. To let it go. We are the Bible. The Bible is within. If you're led to pick it up or pick up a book and read, that's nothing wrong with that. I've learned from a lot of great books, right? But be led to read, not for the sake of study to show yourself worthy. What the? Amazing. Let me go to Super Chats here. Amazing stuff. Oh, we also have a... Dang, I got to end. We also have a donut from someone sends a few donuts. Thank you, someone. They don't have a message. I think I have an idea who that is, but I won't dox. But someone, thank you. Appreciate it. And then there is quick super chats here in the thing, and I want to get to it. Man, I need more time. I need like an extra 30 minutes or something soon because I hate rushing when there's things I got to do. But I want to make sure I get to you guys' super chats. But I got to end. So John Zimmer says, here's to Buffering Tuesday and still remains well. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. We're working on it. Marie Ubaldo, good morning, Joel and crew. I just wanted to wish you something. I thank you, Marie. I appreciate you. And you've been in the chat for a long time. I appreciate the support, and I'm sure the other guys do as well. Carver 531, I got to go to work today. It's in the Bible. He black. Amazing. Thank you, Carver. David C., one thing that's missing is love and black hope on a horse. Whatever that means, I think it has referred to Jesse. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I got to end because the American Anger Baby is coming in, and I don't want to get in the way of his setup because we already having technical issues. So thank you guys. Thank you guys on Instagram. Man, I didn't even get to the Instagram. I got to add more time soon. I got to do it. I appreciate you guys and all the support. Follow me across the board, Joel Friday TV podcast, or just Joel Friday TV and The Gifted of Dance, audio podcast, all that stuff. I'm on there. JLP Network. It's going crazy. Content everywhere. So make sure you subscribe. I got to go. Until next time, y'all, have faith. Let go. It's not by works, so you can't boast. Be free and just walk in faith. Let go, and God's in control of everything. Bye, y'all. Peace and love and chicken grease.